Pikes Wines is a destination full of surprises and one any visitor to the Clare Valley has to discover and explore. Are you ready? Owner-director Andrew Pike is the best person to help us better understand Pikes Wines and everything it has to offer. Andrew, the name Pikes is so famous in the wine industry.
It's been around for a while. Yeah, I mean, 1984 doesn't sound like that long ago, but 35 years is a long time in any industry, I guess. In reality, our DNA is probably more in brewing and in beer than in the wine industry. As it happens, my great-great-grandfather Henry lobbed in South Australia in 1876 and proceeded to find a home in the Adelaide Hills at Oakbank. So in 1886, Pikes Oakbank Brewery was established. Dad got involved in the wine industry as a grape grower. I got involved in viticulture. And we bought the first part of this property in 1984. And basically started to plant vineyard and develop a family business of our own from that point on.
Visitors to Pikes Wines, what can they experience?
I guess we're trying to create a destination within the region that people will, really sort of say, okay, that's a must-do. The really exciting parts of the development have happened in the last 10 years in terms of new winery expansion. The venue that we've built here over the last couple of years being a brand new tasting room and of course Slate restaurant. And in terms of the craft brewery, which we now have on site, we made a decision about 6 years ago to reintroduce brewing into the business, and so we established a small craft brewery right here on the site.
Our core range, which consists of 4 beers. We've got a Pilsner Lager, a Pale Ale, a Sparkling Ale and a Stout. They're very easy drinking beers.
What about paddles?
At any time we might have 10 beers here to try. Paddle's a great way to do it. If they want to try more than one, they can choose a number of beers and we'll give them a rundown of those beers on the paddle and they can try them, they can share them.
So what's some of the unusual beers that you might be brewing at the moment?
We've just released our second release of a Mandarin Berliner Weiss. It's a German sour style of wheat beer. Picked the mandarins off our tree just down the bottom of the hill there. So it's all grown and produced on site, and we can do lots of pilot brews and test batches and really create something unique.
Just recently, of course, we've opened our new cellar door, which is, state of the art.
When visitors come in, where would you normally start them?
We'd start with the dry Rieslings, then move on to the more medium-bodied, a little bit more textural whites. We've got a lovely off-dry Riesling as well, and then a rosé to finish off that sort of white end of the spectrum, and then move on to the reds. And I guess with that, we start with the lighter and brighter red wines like our Sangiovese, a Grenache, and then we've got a couple of really good Cabernet blends, which Clare does fantastically well, and then we finish off with the Shiraz blends and the estate-grown Shiraz. The Pike philosophy has always been to produce the more medium-bodied, a bit more elegance in our style, a little bit more, I guess, European, with that French influence. Terrific wines. The last few years, our vineyards have been producing really good quality fruit. It's not hard to come to work every day. I work for a good business. The Pike family have been terrific, and Clare is just Clare's home. It's not hard to come to work when you're at the end of the day. You can have a nice glass of wine.
What was the thought process to go from brewing, tasting, and then creating a new restaurant?
Well, I guess it closes the loop in terms of that experience that we're trying to achieve. Let's be honest, wine is all about food. We're really trying very hard to use as much local content on our menu as we possibly can. We've got our own kitchen garden established now, so we're trying to up the ante in respect to, I guess, the provenance of what we're doing here. And the more local we can make it, the more real the story is for our people.
What else have you got on the cards for visitors to Pikes Wines?
We'll be opening this up for what we call our reserve cellar tasting experience. We're still getting it fully stocked, but it's really coming along nicely, and so when we open it up to the public, it should look pretty smick, I think. There's so much to enjoy here. Just a matter of getting up here, taking the time and experiencing what the Clare Valley has to offer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoy.
To start your Pikes Wine adventure, simply head to their website for all their details, lock in a date to visit and get ready for a sensational and unforgettable Clare Valley experience. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.